A roast?
I opened this morning, I didn't bring a butter, so I didn't have to set the knife.
Give to the camera.
Hi, camera.
Hello everybody, Blue Dooley. And today we're working on Lil Red Express. And we picked up the rest of the steel we needed for the trailer. So we're going to be kind of working on both. Also picked up some stuff to help with the bodywork on the Lil Red Express. So these were like $5 at Napa. Bondo brand plastic knife for spreading body filler and stuff. I just wanted the little one, but comes in a 3-pack, so we'll be able to use the small one to actually get the putty smeared over the body and get it schmoozed out. Also picked up a 60 grit, kind of a foam sanding block, just to kind of knock down the big chunky stuff. And then we got some 400 grit kind of sanding pads to really get it smooth after we are happy with the looks of everything. So yeah, we gotta get all these print lines blended away. And that putty, I could have done a little bit more putty on the door. But I think what I'm gonna actually have to do is put some putty on the A-pillar here to get that filled in. But the rest of the door actually doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's not perfect, but I need to kind of finish filing and sanding so it sits in there correctly. The bed is actually coming out pretty good. Like I said, I still got some print lines to get rid of on this. That needs smoothed out. So still quite a bit of bodywork left to do on that. So what we're going to start off with is getting some more putty on the cab and the bed. And then of course that has to dry. So we'll work on the trailer. And I have a pair of wheels coming for the trailer because, well, I ordered a ton of parts yesterday. So I have some of the Red Cat 53 hauler dual tires coming. So I got a pair, one for each side. So I can kind of work on an axle, and then I'll order another axle's worth of tires because this is a tandem axle trailer. But I need at least an axle's worth so I can figure out width and how big of an axle I'm actually going to run, which will kind of depend. Well, it'll kind of depend on how big a bearing I can stuff in those wheels, which I need so I can explain that to you better. But as stiff as those tires are, I think they're going to make excellent trailer tires. And again, the trailer's not going to have an actual suspension like with springs. It's going to have a walking beam, so the axles be able to go up and down, but not flex. Or, yeah, it won't actually have a spring ride. It'll just roll, and then the tires will just kind of pivot up and over stuff. So I wasn't sure if I had enough square tubing, so I just picked up another piece. Got a couple pieces of angle so we can finish doing cross members, and then I should, between those two pieces, and I think I have some other smaller pieces under the bench, we can actually make ramps for this trailer, something the other trailer did not have. So yeah, we also have two pieces of channel for something else, but yeah, let's get time lapse set up, and we'll put some more filler on the body and go from there. I should also say this is the first time I've actually prepped and going to paint a 3D body. So still need to get a little more, smooth it out. The roof's pretty well covered. I need to get just right along the drip edge here, and then the grill still needs a little clean up, but I think the grill, after I hit it with primer, will actually be pretty smooth. So door, part of the hood, I'll wait and do the rest of the hood after that side dries, so I have someplace to hold on to. But in case I haven't mentioned it, Tamiya putty. Somebody stuck in my pocket. So now, wait for this to dry. And then the chrome on the truck you've already seen some of. It's Tamiya gunmetal. The grill, front bumper. I have the front bumper painted. I need to do the grill. But the rest of the truck is going to be red because, of course, it's a Lil Red Express. And for that, I'm actually using all Duplicolor automotive quality spray paint. So as soon as I get the body smoothed, primed, smooth that, then it's a base coat and then kind of a candy coat over the top of it that I'm doing. I have the engine for the truck mostly painted. The heads, the valve covers, heads, block, front accessory drive painted. I need to finish smoothing out the 3D print for the intake, paint it, and then I actually have an air filter that I need to prep and paint for the engine. And the engine color is the same as the body color. And it turned out really, really good. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I really got to take my time and patience and get nice, even coats on. I think the truck's going to look absolutely killer gunmetal in this particular type of red I'm spraying it. Oh yeah, and the wheels are gunmetal. So you've seen some of the gunmetal parts already, stacks and wheels. The bed, the wood for the bed, I still haven't decided on a stain yet. I need to go to Lowe's or Ace or somewhere with wood stain and get a small, very small amount of wood stain so I can stain the balsa wood for the wood bed. And that, I'll probably go with a shade of red just because it's a Lil Red Express and that'll all tie it together nicely. So I need to find some stain still. And the putty knife, boy, who'd have thought a tool designed to spread body filler putty to fill in holes and sand marks works exactly perfectly for that. Plus my fingers aren't filthy. So that's a win. Yeah, gotta wait for all of that to dry. Apply some more, let it dry. I don't have the patience. I just want to spray it and be done. I'm trying to do a really good job on this body, since it's the first 3D printed body I've done ever. I just dove straight into the custom body, or 3D printed body world. So I got the last two cross members on. Now what I need to do is the thin long pieces here, the 1/4 inches I believe. So what these are going to be, these are the trailer's side rails, which will, I don't know if I'll have them sit on top of the angle or might come out to the very edge. I think I might sit them right on top like that. And since the trailer's over 4 feet and nobody sells it in 5 foot lengths, I had to get a 6 foot length. Well, 2 6-foot lengths. But that will give me a nice edge, so if I put balsa wood or lumber stickers down for my decking, that steel will kind of protect the edge and allow me to put my little tie down points on. So that's kind of why I'm doing that way. Most trailers have a nice steel or aluminum rub rail. Now for the neck, I need to figure out where that neck actually needs to be in space. So that needs to be done as well, but overall, pretty pleased with the way the trailer is turning out. It is longer than the other one. It's going to be much sturdier than the other one. So that's good. Now, I think the real trailer would have had a lot more cross members in it, which this doesn't really need because it's hauling toy trucks and maybe me. So I think it's got enough cross members on it for what I'm doing with it. Like I said, if I was really, really worried about it, I could actually get a piece of sheet steel, like maybe 16 or 22 gauge, line it, and then put boards on top of it. I think that'd be overkill, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So I need to cut both of these to length, and then we'll come back. A rose?
A rose. I opened this folder, I didn't bring a longer, so I didn't have to spend the night.
Give it to the camera.
Hi, camera.
Now it's starting to look like a trailer. So I got both side pieces completely welded in. They're not super pretty welds, but I've never claimed to be a good welder. Actually, I've never claimed to be a welder. I just can weld. So, only thing left now is, of course, the neck. And in case you haven't actually noticed how big this trailer is, I'm 6'4". So the deck length on this trailer is 4 feet 8 inches. So yeah, it's a pretty big trailer. It is also a hair over 12 inches because the angle iron cross members are 12 inches. So 1/4 inch, well, 1/8 of an inch and an 1/8 of an inch. So it's 12 1/4 inches wide. But I am pretty happy with the way this is turning out. Let's get it up on the bench. Oh, the welding table. Okay. So what I'm thinking on the back, might need to cut these two out, kind of suck it in a little more. But I need, of course, a piece to come down here to give the back end of the trailer some substance. I think I am going to use the wood slats that lumber packs come in that kind of space the lumber a little bit. So I'm going to cut another piece of angle iron the same length, and it's going to come up and on top of the outer rails here, and then the wood will slide underneath it. So that'll give a nice metal edge at the back of the trailer. It will hold the wood down securely. It won't chew the wood up from, people kicking the back of the trailer or driving up and down it. It'll also give me something to weld to for ramps. That's the other thing I'm thinking of. I don't know if I'm going to do flip up ramps. I think I'm going to put a notch here and do pull out ramps. I think that'll look kind of neat. And well, actually they'd have to be out here because that cross member is in the way. So let me grab some of the boards I do have, and we'll kind of lay them on here, and that'll give you a little bit better idea of what I'm talking about. Well, now that the furnace isn't running anymore, this is how long this new trailer is. So if we butt this up as close as we can to the neck, and we'll scoot this guy forward just a little bit more. I'll have a little bit of bed hanging off the back. So the idea, the hauler is actually the reason for the new trailer. I want to bring it to more car shows. Most of the car shows in my area are on grass. That really doesn't do good on grass. Or, over tree roots and stuff. So I thought, I'll have the CXT tow it. Now, for next year, I am building a 53 hauler based truck for the Red Cat build off. I had some big expenses this year, so I couldn't order some of the parts I needed for that next build. And I wanted to get both trucks on one trailer. That'd require way too much trailer to look scale and be way too much of a pain in the ass to move. So I think what I'm going to have to do if I want to haul both my lowrider trucks in the building is the CXT will have to be pulled on first, or the hauler ramp truck will have to be pulled on first, aired out or lowered. Then the second truck will actually have to drive partway onto this truck so it'll fit. That'll just be ridiculous. So, yeah, the new trailer is primarily to haul the lowrider and the next lowrider I'm building to real car shows. Just to kind of, have people get a laugh or a kick out of it. But, yeah, long enough for a 53 hauler and a full-size short bed pickup on the trailer. I did realize now that the hauler's on there, the trailer might be a little too wide. Might need to narrow it up a bit. That's okay though. I mean, those are basically just tacks, so I'll just cut them off, shrink the trailer, or narrow the trailer just a little bit, and re-weld these sides on. So I think right now we'll get that neck figured out, welded. We'll get the CXT out here in the garage. We'll leave the hauler out here, and we'll put the old trailer axles underneath it just so it sits up a little bit and kind of give you a preview of what we're going for. But I need to get those out of the way, especially that one out of the way, because I don't want to get welding spatter on it. So I got it narrowed. I narrowed each side 1/4 inch. So that brings its total width to, inside rail to inside rail makes that 11.5 inches. So, which matches the hauler's bed a lot more. The top of the bed, outside rail to outside rail, is 11 and like 1/4, but those bed sides kind of bow out to clear the rear tires. And I figured that's based on a 53, and those trucks were a little bit narrower and smaller than that CXT would be. So that'll look a lot better. I'm happy with that. And to do the neck, I decided, why don't you just build the neck upside down, centered between where it needs to be, and then weld the arms, get the angles right, and then flip it over and weld it where it's supposed to be. Pretty simple. So I do have the tube from when I was trying to do it last time, so I don't know if I'm going to cut some new pieces or work with those still. But they are the correct length. What I need to do is figure out if I want these on the outside or the inside. Well, actually they got to go on the ends like that. Something like that, so that part needs to come way the hell out here. And I know what you're thinking. Boy, that trailer, if only you had a bigger workbench to work on. Yeah. If only I wasn't such a messy person when I build shit and kept my work area clean, I could use my big workbench to build my big trailer. But I'm kind of a messy builder because my head's kind of messy and I don't think like normal people. So yeah, I'm going to build the neck on the table upside down and then weld it to where it needs to be after I get all of these angles right. Which I had to put part of the trailer on the toolbox, and I might have to pull the workbench out a little bit more to even get this done. But this is basically going to be a lot of cutting these two tubes to get it where it needs to be. And I'm not going to bore you with that because the video is already probably getting close to how long I like my videos to be. So I'm going to get this together. We'll grab the axles, and I think we'll take the trailer outside, get the CXT, put the hauler on the trailer, and park it in front of the dually so you can really kind of get how big this thing's going to be. So we will be back. So our total length now, it was under 7 foot last time. It is now 7 foot 3 inches, almost 4 inches. There it is compared to a full-size regular cab long bed dually. The Red Cat 53 hauler is stock length, and that's a 10th scale short bed Dodge on the back. I am going to have to adjust my neck, as I need the trailer to sit just a teensy bit higher than it is, although it doesn't look bad. But yeah. So just under 7'4", like 7'3.5". And I did narrow that deck up so it fits the 53 hauler perfectly. And the back end of the Dodge hangs off a little bit. But that is all right. Let's see, I need to get light in my face. So that's going to do it for this video. I have some more welding to do, more putty to apply, but making slow progress. Next video, I think we're going to knock out the snowplow. We're going to finish the hoist, change the lights, smooth out the cab on that, and maybe get it painted, because I have Friday off, so that gives me a whole extra day to work on it. So, and of course, next week is Thanksgiving for if you're in the United States. Hope everyone has a good weekend. As always, the only support I need is leave a like and comment. No memberships, no Patreon, no merch, just a couple button clicks. We'll catch you in the next video.